Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCup TV. It'll be your awesome caster, and this will be series number 4 between 7X Inactive Team versus the Reps Russian Fun Pro Gaming Team. So, competing for the, for 7X Inactive Team, it will be our Teal Protoss. It will be Lisyonok. I'm going to call him Lee. But you'll see over here that is Lisyonok, so if you guys want to know about him, I should call him Lee. And spawning in the bottom left-hand side, it will be our white Terran, skin color Terran. It will be Reps Largo. So Largo is gonna be averaging 242 this game compared to his Protoss counter who's gonna be averaging 179. So a big difference in APM here. You know, the edge would probably go to Largo just due to that, but. You'll have to see though, you know, APM's not everything, but Largo, I really don't have any statistics on him, really, to be, there was no stats on this account. I don't know any other IDs, as, you know, this is the first time I'm seeing him. Yeah, this is Largo, and then Lee has, you know, he's been playing since season 19, been pretty consistent, around 30-40 games per season, you know, not being a super avid gamer, but, you know, moderate, so he definitely knows what he's doing. He's C minus. He's fluctuating right now. He's D right now, but that's because he has 3 wins, so, you know, that doesn't really matter as much. So, we'll have to see, though. So, both players aren't many statistics on them, but I'll be interested in how it's going to play. We're going to be seeing a gateway coming out of Lee right now. Also, map will be Python. Interesting map. You know, I did play this in StarCraft 2 quite a bit, but, you know, Python, you know, your third does have a gas, but your third could be over here, which would be a gasless third, or a mineral only, whatever way you want to call it. I've seen a caster that I like to watch of Brood War call it mineral only, but I call it gasless third. But or you could take this area, but you require a dropship to get to this mineral line, because that will stop Terran CCs from dropping down, I believe, to make it so it's not completely imbalanced. Or you can take this big base over here, but I mean, look how big the ramp is. There's no way you can wall that off. So Python's a pretty huge map, so I'd expect both players would go early dropships just to get an early third if they are choosing to do that, or we're going to see more 2-base timing pushes right now. Also, if you guys didn't know, this is actually going to be ICC Cup Clan League, and this is going to be week number 1, so keep that in mind as well. So, but I believe Reps has completely dominated. They won 2v2, they won Series 1 and Series 3 in 1v1, so I believe they won, so we're just getting these VODs up for the players, and you know, and analytical stuff that from me. But we will be seeing a first Zealot coming out right now. I believe we'll be seeing, you know, it looks like we're gonna be seeing a Korean style, quote unquote, or no, it's Korean style, but it looks like, you know, it might be a Korean style fast expand, but there was I don't really know much about it. I just heard Casper say the same thing, but he will be well prepared. 2 SCVs and a couple Marines should be able to deal with that just quite efficiently right there. Zealot's not might get 1 or 2 SCV kills, but SCVs do a ton of damage right here. That Zealot just gotta get his free SCV kill and then run away. But it's pretty weakened, so it's not really gonna do too much. You know, just gotta be a little pesky here. But we'll be continuing to streamline units over there. But did get a gas steal though. But you know, I think what we're seeing out of. Well, we're taking 2-gate pressure right now, so, you know, I don't think there was going to be tech anyway, and even putting down a pylon here, so it looks like this is going to be more of an all-in coming out of Lee right here for sure. But I was going to say, it looks like he's going for more of a tech path anyway. I mean, a fast expand path, excuse me, so really not really going for a tech path, but we'll be getting a couple cells over here. Tiny moment for Largo right here, but he will have his own bunker here, which will make it much more difficult for the Terran to deal with, for Lee to get a run by on here. He will be doing looks like a 1-factor fast expand here. It looks like he was getting ready to do that kind of push where you do 5 Marines and a tank with Spider Mines coming out of here. But let's see if he's going to continue to do that, or if this is going to be completely thrown off here. Putting it down a Splat able to stop these Zealots from running by, but I think they're going to try to make it over here by getting blocked right now. Getting into a bunker range right here, trying to get as much. 2 Zealots so far will go down, and 2 Zealots will be making their way in the middle line here, being very, very pesky. At the same time, you know, killing off the gas so here. Looks like he's going to Lee's going to continue to 1-base in the scenario here, but that is going to be 6 Marines here against 2 Zealots. 6 Marines are pretty good if microed correctly right here, getting me on the mineral line here. But you know, This isn't a ZVP where getting behind the middle line really matters. You know, Marines are range units, which just helps them out that much more. But we'll lose one right here. Try to get behind the SCV is trying to do that. He will have a tank up, and he will be getting siege mode. Actually, oddly enough, though, interesting choice. You know, with these Spider Mine. Spider Mines would probably be much more effective, especially if you could put them on the on your ramp for the time being. But we will be seeing siege mode, so interesting enough coming out of Largo, and we're continuing to produce more Zealots coming out. Gas has started, so it's still no Cyber Core yet. Super delayed Cyber Core, no, finally coming up around there, and around 3 minutes late from this early push, so definitely behind the tech. But if Largo's able to hold on to this right now, he should be okay right here. He will be starting to get those Vulture numbers up as well right here. No more Bio is coming up, but that will be a moderate wall off. I think it will be Zealot type and Dragoon type as well. We'll be sending a couple more probes over there as they were allied down for whatever reason. And kind of crazy game right here. We did see a 2-gate opening so far, and crazy. But he'll be going for the engagement here. Doesn't want to lose the tank here, but that is a lot of Zealots here. There is only one bunker, and the barracks is not longer there to wall that off here, and they're just kind of making their way into the middle line here. But I think there's too many Zealots here to go and take the tanks here, and I think he might lose this tank right here. Might even lose the second one if he's not careful. At the same time, Zealots attacking the SCV line as well, coming out of Largo right here, and you know, I can't believe, you know, Lee's done so much damage with these Zealots right here, but still no expand coming up as well here, and I think we're going to be seeing Dragoon, right, is what we're going to be seeing right now as well, and Barracks will be flying the way up here, and continuing to bring over units here, and this is because he didn't wall this area off. He brought over his Barracks to do more damage, but, you know, was that worth it? I think what hurt him right now is he didn't get Spider Mines, which could have made this game much more different here. Might lose his Barracks here, which is going to be a nuisance because he's going to have to rebuild that then. But he will have siege mode now, so he'll be okay. You know, I don't know how many kills specifically that Lee did get, but he's continuing to one base. No expand is coming up quite yet, and you know, has kind of a lot of probes is what it seems like right here. I mean, comparing the saturation of the bases, he's definitely got probes to do that pressure right here, which is going to put him in, you know, further behind right here. Might lose that Barracks, which he does, which is now he can't build any more factories, so it might have to force a CC coming out, you know. He will be building an eBay for any kind of potential DT. Harass could be coming up, but we'll be seeing Robo Facility coming up as well right here. So that could, it looks like we might be seeing, you know, potential Reaver drop off of one base. Which, you know, if he's continuing to one base, I wouldn't put that behind him, as he needs to do something to really do something because he's really, I mean, he's done damage, but, you know, not to the extent where the Terran crippled. I mean, looking at the mineral lines right here, I mean, you know, probably around equal saturation at this point in time, but, I mean, he's kind of equaled it out, but he will be finally putting down his expand here, as he's talking to himself, as he's saying, well, you know, my 2-gate didn't work, so it's not going to be one basing anymore, so maybe we might be seeing a Reaver drop, maybe we won't, it will kind of depend right here, for sure, but he's still playing in the dark here. Keep in mind, he still doesn't have an expand up, as he's playing very defensive here. That pylon, you know, finding the timing of that third still not, or the natural still not coming up quite yet from either player here, and also, you know, getting a little bit more out of control in the center with those Spider Mines, but, you know, they're kind of far off to the left here, and, you know, optimally you kind of want them, like, where your opponent is. So I think the best bet to do if you're having trouble, you know, finding where mineral lines would go, you know, it wouldn't be if you're just trying to figure out where your opponent's AI would go. Just send over like a vulture to your opponent's base or whatever, and then just see where they go, and then put Spider Mines where they're going right there, because that will help them, because that's where all the units will go anyway if they're on attack command, unless they decide to purposely go over to the right and then down. Which realistically doesn't really normally happen in Brood War, but, you know, advanced player might do that. But for lower leagues, you could probably get away with that. We'll have a couple of Spider Mines up there, but that might get a little too close to his tank, so if Zealous do end up being ultimately getting dropped or something right here. But Spider Mine will be off that third, so he's going to be denying that, but it... So I'll be interested, though. Protest is 47 supply to 42, so pretty low supply so far for around 9 minutes and 20 seconds in the game right here. Vulture speed is coming up as well here, but, you know, I'm looking at the armies here. He has 8 Dragoons, you know, off of 2-gate, and continuing to produce off of 2 gateways compared to only the 1 factory he's producing off of right now. And he only has, you know, 3 tanks and a handful of Marines here 3 Marines, 3 tanks, and he's definitely not looking really that powerful right now. He's trying to re-expand here. He might try to bunker in here, but, you know, if we get this Dragoon push coming in here, it might be deadly here. I don't know really what Largo's been doing, quite honestly, this game. But, you know, he's really hasn't really been, you know, playing that effectively. He's not really been getting up units that he needs. But I guess he's been crippled for so long that he's just, like, trying to come back in this game here. I mean, he only has 3 tanks here. He doesn't have an armory coming up or anything like that. He doesn't have any dropship play. Finally getting the academy. Finally, second factory comes down. But keep in mind, that's 10 minutes in the game right here. And that's really putting him back here. I mean, we're looking at the tech structures of Lee right here. And Lee's, you know, getting up Citadel of Doom. That should be... He should be getting up, you know, Storm coming up, you know, fairly shortly. He's getting around that 10-30 minute mark right here as well here. And, you know, I'll be interested in what's going to happen here. He looks like also we'll be taking a third right here. You know, I'm sorry. I was stupid because you could take the space. I'm dumb with myself. But you could take that natural. But, you know, I'm disappointed that we didn't get close by air. But, I'll be interested how this is going to play. Academy does come up, though. Starport is also coming up as well right here. So... what's gonna happen? Terran is getting a comsat as well, and Double Factory is about to finish as well right here. And comsat station's coming up as well. And Zurich is getting a charge lot at the same time right here. Mina Pora, whatever that means. And anyway, but looking at a Largo and pause, Gia, maybe pause. I don't speak Russian, but, well, I think, if we're called to call that a game, I don't really know what exactly happened, but I'm gonna say Largo forfeited this match. I think that's what happened. I think he might have realized, like, oh, I'm way far behind. I don't really know what told him that, but, you know, Protest was taking a third, and this game probably would have, you know, snowballed out to the fact where, indeed, where, you know, Terran couldn't really do too much. He was off of 2-base. 2-basing Terran's really not that strong, especially against a ZVT. No, PVT. Yeah, PVT, excuse me. It's really not that strong. You know, Protoss can really start outproducing you and etc. I mean, looking back, he only had 4 or 5 tanks, no Marines, and he really didn't have many Vultures here. And he was trying to start to bunker in, but, you know, way too late. I mean, he should, I mean, realistically thinking, he probably should have been on his third. And, you know, I think what hurt him for the fifth of the game here, I mean, ultimately speaking here, what we saw was a lack of spider mines. Like, if the spider mines were at the ramp, that would have devastated everything. That would, you know, stop any kind of, you know, zealot push going on right there, and would have ultimately made the game. Because he never used siege mode until the point he didn't use siege mode, so, you know, you kind of need to know what that is, and that's why you get spider mines first off. Because, you know, if the Dragoons really weren't there, and siege mode's good against zealots if they're not in your base. So, if they were on your base. So, you know, better decision making, I think, coming out of Largo. Looking at resources wise, Largo was actually behind, you know, in the end. He did get a little bit more gas, but he did ultimately lose a little bit more minerals, and he was around about 1,000 more minerals less spent as well. And even scores. And, you know, Largo, Lee also did pretty effectively against that as well. He got 67 units and killed out 21. So, you know, pretty good game. But anyway, that's this VOD for you guys. I'm a little confused at exactly what happened, but I'll give the win to Lee. So 7x did pull up a victory right here so far. And we'll have to see, though. And I'll see. It's kind of crazy. I'm kind of confused actually what's happening. But, you know, regardless, that was interesting. We saw, I guess, a basic opening from both games. But, you know, also, we pretty much knew that Lee won that game, let's be honest. I mean, he did win that game pretty effectively with that 2-game pressure. But anyway, we'll be going to game number 2. So, let's see if Raptor can make a comeback and maybe make a game number 3 happen. So, thanks for tuning into iCup TV, and Fitz is signing out now. Peace, guys.